everyone, I hope you're all doing good. So welcome to my first YouTube video. Now my name is Brittany, I'm 20 years old and I live in the UK, and I started off doing makeup when I was about 13-14, and just recently I decided to make an Instagram page where I put, videos, pictures, of anything makeup related, skincare related, or even hair care related, and that definitely grew a lot more than what I thought it would. But I done Instagram because it's short videos, they're quite quick and easy to do, and when having a full-time job I thought that that's what would be best rather than coming onto YouTube. However, my videos have been getting longer and longer and longer, to the point where I've had to put them up, in a couple different posts separately. So I thought, you know what, if I'm actually taking the time to video these long videos, I might as well just start YouTube. I've also had so many, requests from friends to do YouTube. My friend Madison, she said it's definitely something that I can see you doing, and also my friend Gemma XO Beauty, who's also on YouTube doing beauty related stuff, said it's definitely something she thinks I should do, and I've been loving watching her videos. You should definitely go check out her YouTube channel. So I just thought, do you know what, yeah, I'm gonna take the leap, I'm gonna do it. So today I'm basically just going to be taking you through my everyday sort of routine. I say every day, I don't wear a lot of makeup for work, so this tends to be the look that I go to at the weekend. Obviously if I'm going out somewhere, I'll probably do a bit more of lost my words, a bit more of a detailed, more dramatic eyeshadow look, or I might do like a really bold colourful lip or something like that, but yeah, this is just sort of my basic routine, and it also shows you the products that I really like to use, my favourite products, and how I apply my makeup. So yeah, I really hope you like this video. Also go check out my Instagram, it's just makeup_by_Brittany_XO. You'll definitely see sort of what this page is going to look like, because it's going to be very similar to that. So yeah, I really hope you like it. Let's get into the video. So first of all, I start by prepping my skin before I do my makeup, and firstly I go in with the Lakura toner. This is the Healthy Glow Rose Toner, and it just calms the skin and moisturizes it and leaves the skin looking really healthy and glowy. I just take this on a cotton pad and I just wipe this over my skin. And it just feels so cold as well, so like especially when you've just got out the shower, it just is really relaxing. Next, I just go in with a moisturiser. Now I only got this one the other day, so I haven't tried it out a lot, but so far I've really been liking it. It's the Beauty Bay Day One Moisturiser, which looks like this, and I just put a couple pumps onto my hand and then just rub this into my skin. Now this stuff smells amazing as well. It kind of smells like tea tree, but I don't think it's got tea tree in it. And it is quite an overpowering smell, so if you don't like tea tree, then I would recommend getting this. But this does just give your skin some moisture, but it's not too thick, it still feels quite light, which is nice for the daytime. The only thing I would say about this is that it hasn't got any SPF in it, which for a daytime moisturiser I would prefer. Next I go in with primer, and I use the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. Now, if you're coming over from my Instagram, you will know that I always bash on about having oily skin. So I did have the Poreless Putty Primer, but I decided to get this one, and this has really been helping my skin out throughout the day. My makeup just seems to last a lot longer. So I just put a few dabs of this on my face, and then I just rub it in. Okay, so that's how I prep my skin, and I find that that just gives my skin a really good base to apply my makeup onto. Now, everyone does their makeup routine differently. Some people do eyebrows, eyes, and then base. I tend to do my face first, and then I go to my eyebrows and my eyes, and then obviously lastly I go to my lips. So today I'm going to be going in with my favourite foundation, and that is the Ordinary Full Coverage Foundation, which is this one here, and I always take this on my Morphe M6 brush. Just put a little dot of it around my face, and then I'll go back and just blend it in. Now, I've really been loving this foundation because it's like £5 something, so it's incredibly affordable. But it is full coverage like it says on the bottle, but it just leaves such a natural finish. You know, it's not really heavy or cakey on the skin, which is what I really like. I don't like sort of to be able to feel that I've got makeup on throughout the day. And it does just blend so easily. I've used this with a sponge and a brush, and both seem to work perfect. I know not everyone likes using brushes, you know, so if you did want to use a sponge, it just works as well. So once all my foundation is blended out, I then go in with concealer. Now, depending if I've got any blemishes or redness anywhere, which I do today, I've got sort of one up here and one on my cheek, I'll go in with the Revolution Full Coverage Concealer. This is the Conceal and Fix, and I have this in the shade Light Sand. Actually, I forgot to say what shade I have in the foundation. So it's 1.2N Light in the foundation. So this is in a pot, so I take this with the Morphe M116, and I just get a little bit. You don't need a lot of this at all. It is really thick and full coverage, and I just dab a little bit of this over any areas that I feel I need it. And then just as an everyday concealer that I go in with, just to sort of brighten up under my eyes and anywhere else, I go in with the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser Concealer, and this is in 95 Cool Ivory. And I blend this in using my Morphe M6 foundation brush again, and then when I feel that it's all sort of blended in, I then just go in with my Morphe Beauty Sponge and just make sure that everything is fully blended out. This brush doesn't leave any streaks at all, but I just find that the Beauty Blender, the Morphe sponge just gives it that really good blend. Like so. So then it's all blended out. Then to set all of this down, I go in with my Laura Mercier setting powder, and I firstly take this on the Morphe E48 just to get sort of under my eyes, in any places that sort of crease easily, and then I'll just take a big fluffy brush at the end and just go over my whole face just to make sure that everything is set down. I'm definitely one of those people who uses a lot of setting powder. I like sort of a matte finish. I don't like any stickiness, dewiness, any of that. That's what highlighter's for, in my opinion. Absolutely love this setting powder. Now, I haven't had it long and I've only tried it out a couple of times, but it is just amazing. I can see why everybody raves about it. It does just set everything down, and it sort of blurs everything as well. And I found as well that my other products, when putting them on, they tend to blend like really easily on top of this setting powder, which is always a bonus. So you can see like I'm mainly taking it on this brush like in my T-zone, just to make sure those places, because they're the areas that tend to get most oily, just make sure they're really set down. And then I'll just go in with a big fluffy brush. So today I'm going to be taking the Real Techniques just face powder brush, and again just get some more of that Laura Mercier powder and just take this all over. So now that everything is all set down, I now go ahead and do my contour. Now for this I use the Roxy Revolution contour and highlight palette. This is what it looks like. I'm sure you can see which one I use for contour because I have Hit Pan. I need to find like a single shade like identical to this because this is pretty much the only shade I use in the whole palette, so I find it quite pointless buying the whole palette again just for that one shade. So I'll just run this along my cheekbones, and I'm using the Morphe M405 brush. This is in the James Charles set. Just to give me some definition. And I'll also take this on my forehead as well. And then I'll just take the tiniest bit on the same brush and just sort of put it either side of my nose. I don't really like contour my nose as such. I just take a little bit either side and just on the bottom, just to give it a little bit of definition. Next I go in with bronzer. Now I only got this bronzer the other day, so I've only tested it out a few times, and what I've learned is that you need a really light hand. So I'm going to go in with the Beauty Bay bronzer. This is in the shade Fawn. Now when I did use it, obviously I went in way too heavy handedly and it looked ridiculous. So I'm just going to take a real light hand, tap off that brush, and then just go in over that contour just to warm it up a little bit. And then I'll also take this along my hairline as well as the contour, just to warm that up as well. I'll just brush it over my nose like so. Then I'm going to go in with blush. Now I don't really wear a lot of blush, it tends to be something that I miss out in my routine, but because this is a new one, I'm definitely going to be going in with it. So this is the Beauty Bay blush, and this is in Blossom, and it's lovely because it's just got some gold flecks of glitter going through it. And I'm just going to go in with my Morphe E4, which is also in the James Charles palette, and just take this on the apples of my cheeks and then sort of run it above where we've put the bronzer, just to blend them together. I think I forgot to mention which bronzer brush I use. So this is in the James Charles set as well, and it's the Morphe M527, so it's just a really nice big bronzer brush. Now I don't take a lot of this, I tend to build it up because I hate having too much blusher on, but I just want a bit of colour in my cheeks, especially now that we're coming into sort of the colder weather. Obviously you don't have like red cheeks because the sun isn't making you hot. So then I go in with highlighter, and of course I had to get the highlight because I've got the bronzer and the blush. So this is the Beauty Bay highlighter, and this is in Flash, and I'm just going to be taking this on my Morphe M501 brush. Now I don't, when I put highlighter on, I don't bring it all the way down my cheeks. I sort of just bring it here and then blend it up. I don't really like it when it comes sort of all the way down on my cheekbone. I like it just on the sides, just like that. And then I'll also take a little bit just above my brow here. Absolutely love highlighter, and this one is just so amazing, just blends out so well. Then I'll just take a little bit on the end of my nose and I'll just kind of take that up as well. And then I'll just put a bit on my Cupid's bow. Oh, look at that. I love a highlighter, especially like a really intense one. It's definitely probably my favourite step of my makeup routine, for sure. Okay, so now that my base is all done, I'll then go in with a setting spray. I don't like to go in with the setting spray after I've done my eyes and my brows. So today I'm going to be taking the Revolution Fix and Glow Dewy Finish, and this has flecks of glitter going through it. Haven't used this a lot, just because, like I say, I do like sort of a matte finish. But this doesn't leave me looking, you know, really glowy or anything, so I do really like this one. And it's a really fine mist as well, so sometimes I can't even feel it on my face until it sort of settles, and then I realise that I've put way too much on. I'm just going to let that dry for a little bit. You can already see like it's kind of left my cheeks looking really glowy, but it does also just set everything down, so I don't mind it too much. Now I'm going to do my brows, and I don't like really bold defined brows, but I don't really like the fluffy brow either. I'm sort of somewhere in between them. So firstly I'll just take my Morphe M158 and I'll just use the spoolie end just to brush them through, just so any powders that have fallen into my brows are sort of just brushed out. And then what I'll do is I'll go in with a brow powder. This just gives me that really natural look, but also, you know, makes them a bit bolder than what they are. It was so horrible through lockdown. I literally didn't have my brows done for like a good 6 months, and they just looked horrendous. And I just got them done recently, and I'm absolutely loving my brows again. This is the number 7 5-in-1 brow palette. Just go in with this dark powder here, and I'll just run this through my brows just to make them a little bit more bold and defined, but also still look quite natural. So I'll just start at the bottom and sort of like outline the bottom of the brow, making sure not really to go to the front of my brow, because I kind of do like that ombre effect where I leave the front of the brow sort of clear. I don't put any powder there. And I'll just make sure I do the tail of my brow. And the good thing with powder, like if it goes somewhere you don't really want, you can just sort of like wipe it with your finger and it does go. Then I'll just go outline the top, and then I'll just fill in all of the middle. And again, just making sure to leave sort of the front of the brow with no product. And then I'll just grab the spoolie, sort of just run this at the front, just so there isn't like a harsh line or anything in between where I put no product and then the product starts, just so they sort of blend together. Like so. Okay, so when they're both filled in, I then go in with a brow gel. Now I've absolutely been loving the HD Brows Brow Glue, and that is exactly what it is. It's glue. This stuff just sticks your brows down. Like once it's set, it's set. You do not need to touch your brows throughout the day. It's just amazing, and you don't need a lot of it as well. It is a bit more of an expensive like eyebrow setting. I've absolutely lost my words. Like a brow gel, that's the word I'm looking for, brow gel. It is a bit more expensive, but because you don't need a lot, like it's definitely worth it. Like this one is lasting me a really long time, and I've still got loads of product left in the tube. And that's how I do my brows. So, you know, they do look a bit bolder, but they still look, you know, quite natural, and they're not too in your face, which is what I don't like. So next I'm going to go in and do my eyes. Now I'm going to be putting quite a bold lash on today, which is the look I tend to go for. So I do like a really minimal amount of eyeshadow. Now I've recently purchased the Roxy and Revolution Ride or Die eyeshadow palette, and I've absolutely been loving this. I tested it out last night in a video on my Instagram, and I've just done a really simple look, and that's the kind of look that I'm gonna do again today. But before I do that, I'm just going to prime my lids. I'm going to go in with the P. Louise base, and I have this in the shade Rumour 1. And I'm just going to take this on my Morphe M173 brush, which is also in the James Charles brush set. And I'm just going to pop some of this on my lids. So I just put a little bit on either one, and then I just take my brush and blend it out. Now this stuff is amazing. When I first got it, I wasn't really too sure because everyone was saying, like, you know, you don't need to set it down, you can just leave it, go straight in with your shadows. And I was like, oh, because I've never done that before. I've always just gone in with like a really nude shade and like set it down. But actually, like, it kind of dries down itself, sets itself down. So you really don't need to go in and set it with anything. So once I've blended it out with the brush, and then just go in with my finger, just really warms up the product and like blends it out even further, and we're not left with any streaks. I can already see that it's like drying down because it's going quite tacky, like when on my finger. I definitely want to get the P. Louise, like you can get the coloured ones. I think they're amazing because like when you do like a cut crease, like you can cut the crease with the coloured ones, and then like that's it. You don't really need to go in with an eyeshadow, which would save me so much time. Okay, and again, just go in with my finger. It's mainly like the edges. Like obviously I just want it to blend like into my foundation, so it's not like a harsh line, because obviously it's quite a bit lighter than my skin. That's just so like when I put the shadows on, the shadows like really pop. Like so. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my Morphe M433 brush, and I'm just going to dip into the shade Cookie, which is just this shade here. I'm just going to run this through my crease, just to give me a little bit of definition, because like I said, I don't really want like a bold eyeshadow look. Okay, then I'm just going to go in with a fluffy blending brush. This is the Morphe M441, and I'm just going to blend that out further, just so there's no harsh lines. It's just really seamless. Okay, so I was going to go in with a darker colour and deepen it up further, but actually I quite like the way that looks, so I'm going to leave it like that. But I'm just going to go in with like a small flat packing brush, if I can find one, and I'm just going to take a bit of the shade Shook, which is this one here. It's sort of like a pressed glitter, and I'm just going to put a little bit of this on my lid, just so it's not the most boring look in the world. So this is the Morphe M124 brush. It's just a really small packing brush. It's perfect for picking up those sort of like glitter or shimmer shades. Sometimes if I want it to be really intense, so I will go in with my finger. I find that that's the best way to put any shimmer or glitters on my lids. Just really packs on that colour. Okay, so like I said, just a really simple look, but just to define my eyes a little bit. So next I'm going to go in with mascara, but I like to just curl my lashes first. Just find that this helps them stick up a bit better, so then when I put my falsies on, they blend together better. I just hold it for a couple of seconds on each eye. like so. And then I'm going to go in with the Revolution mascara. This one is so cute. It's got a little butterfly, and this is actually a ring, so you can take it off and wear it, but I just thought it looked so cute, so I'm going to leave it on my mascara. I've only used this a couple of times. I only got this the other day, but I've really been loving it. It just really picks up my lashes, and it doesn't make them all clumped together. It does just separate them, make them look really long. And I just take, you know, a few minutes just to really pack that product onto them. Now, if I am going in with falsies, I'll literally just do one coat of mascara, you know, just so they do blend in with the falsies. But if I was just going to go out like this and not put any false lashes on, then I would put a couple of coats on, just so they look a little bit thicker. Just like that. I haven't got the longest lashes in the world, but they are quite nice. So for falsies, I'm going to be going in with my Luxe lashes. I have 3 different styles. I've got the style Bella. One of them's just falling out and I don't know where it's gone. There it is. Stick. So these are the style Bella. These are the style Butte. And then I've also got the style Snatched. These are just gorgeous lashes. I got these off Depop, and I think they're about £2.99 each, so they're really cheap and affordable, but they just look so nice. So I'm going to be going in with the style Butte. These have been my favourites at the moment. I wear these all the time. Obviously I don't, like, this is just the makeup I wear at the weekends. For work during the week, I literally just pop on like a bit of concealer, a bit of mascara, and that's it. Because I could not be bothered to do this every single morning. Like, hands up to those who do. I would not be able to do it. So firstly what I do is, if I can find them, I just get my tweezers and I take off all of the glue that was on there the last time I wore them. Just because obviously when it dries down, like, it goes like a white colour, and I don't want that showing when I put them on this time. So I'm just going to do that and then I'll come back, because I'm sure you don't want to see me just taking glue off of lashes. Okay, I'm back. So I've taken all of the glue off of the lashes, so they're nice and clean. And then I'm going to go in with the Superdrug own brand lash glue. I find this just works really well, but it's also really cheap. I think it's like £3 something. So I'll literally, oh my gosh, put way too much on because I'm chatting away. Oh, that worked quite well. So I've accidentally squeezed it on the back of my finger, and now I'm just running my finger along the lash, and then I'm just going to take the bottle and just sort of even that out so it's not even at all. Yeah, so I'll just leave these to sit for like a couple of minutes, just so the glue goes a bit tacky. I find that if you leave them for a while, they tend to stick a lot better than if you just try and go in when the glue's like completely wet. But yeah, I know this glue is amazing because I was walking my mum and dad's dogs, and it was the windiest day, and my lashes were flapping about everywhere, but they didn't once like come off, or even at the edges, like they stayed on so well. So I know that this glue is really good. So whilst they're drying, I'm probably going to go ahead and do my lips. Now, the lipstick that I have been loving at the moment is the Huda Beauty Demi Matte lipstick. I got this in my glossy box and I've honestly just been wearing this ever since. So I'm going to go in and line my lips first. I'm going to go in with the Steve Laurent lip liner. This is in the shade Vogue. I also got this in my glossy box. Lip liner's kind of like hit and miss with me. Sometimes I'll line my lips, sometimes I won't. I think it just depends how busy I am. Like if I'm in a rush, lip liner is just definitely a no. Like so. Not perfect by all means, but at least it gives me some sort of guide as to where to take my lipstick. Now the reason I love this lipstick so much is because it's not completely matte, it's demi-matte, so it takes quite a while to dry down, but it does dry down. But it doesn't dry out my lips. Like normal matte liquid lipsticks, as soon as I put them on, they just go really dry and crusty, and I hate that, and throughout the day they sort of crumble off and just don't end up looking really nice. This I find just stays on all day, like eating, drinking, whatever, it just sticks. It's amazing. You know, I don't really have to top it up at all. So I do love this, and the shade as well is perfect. It's not too bright in your face, but it does just add a bit of colour and makes the look a bit more, I don't know, interesting rather than just like a proper nude shade. So now I've left my lashes for quite a while, I'm going to go ahead and stick these on. So yeah, this is just my sort of go-to everyday look. So it's quite simple, quite easy, but it just looks so nice as well, and my skin actually looks so glowy today, like it's never looked that glowy. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my very first YouTube video. Please like and subscribe and hit that bell notification as well, because then you'll get a notification every time I upload video. Now I haven't worked out how many I'm going to be uploading per week, because obviously I do have a full-time job, and I've also got my Instagram to sort of keep up with as well. So at the moment I'm kind of thinking it might just be one video a week, but yeah, if you've got any ideas, or you know what you want to see from this channel, then please comment down below. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. So yeah, bye, and I will see you in my next video.